Well, a couple days. Your thoughts overall, the 90 minutes in New York?
Well, obviously we're up against it with obviously injuries we had and the travel and the games we had against a very fresh team. But I thought the guys performed really well. Again, we've been probably a wee bit short in that that final pass or that final kind of finishing all year, and it showed again against New York when for the majority of the first half we were the better team, and then goals change games. Obviously, in that first one, kind of killed us. But even that, you always felt like you're in the game. And the second one was a really soft one. It probably should have been cleared. But it was a really even game up until then. And really proud of the guys for how they kind of reacted and how they worked really hard. And especially considering the opposition we're trying to get to the first. And the really pleasing thing about it is if that's the best team in the East, then with just a few more parts to our little puzzle next year, we can go in very confident.
Your thoughts on Mr. Bloom's performance, getting in the lineup?
Very good performance from Bloomy. He was, we've just kind of held him back, and just so he can get used to everything, his teammates, the training, everything like that, so that when he can play, he's nice and comfortable, and he knows his surroundings. But it was a really good performance from probably going to a place which is probably one of the hardest places to play in the league, especially from all the travel and everything as well. On top of that, but he looked like he'd been in the league for a long time. So now his challenge is to not just do one, but keep spitting many of them out.
You're waiting to hear, I guess, from the league on Jonathan Osorio. Your thoughts on that play?
Well, I thought the referees handled it very well. I think common sense prevailed in it. All the reactionary guys, all go, and kind of, react just because they want to make headlines and they want to make themselves look like they're experts. But I think common sense prevailed. Unfortunately, though, probably, the people in charge, I wouldn't be surprised if John gets something, because, it's one of those ones where if you slow it down, it doesn't look great, but when you do it in normal motion, it just looks like part of the game. But I could just see the experts will slow it down, and they'll pinpoint it, and they'll find something wrong with it, and I wouldn't be surprised if something happens. But if you slow down every header into the box, or every 50-50 in the box, there's elbows going towards the guys' heads, and it looks awful. But they won't. They'll just pick this one out, and I'm not that optimistic, to tell you the truth.
Talk about Chris Konopka being here now. He's a big boy.
Yep, he's a big boy. As I said, this is it was a decision that we've been watching Chris for a long time. Even the games he played when he wasn't there, when he was a backup against not in the MLS games, but in the other games that Philadelphia played, and we've been watching him since pre-season. Stuart's always really liked him. And now he's got to work with him, which is really good. He's somebody that we'd kept an eye on. So big guy, big personality, and that's what we need at this club.
Are you looking forward to the time where you do get on paper and get the goal scorers in here to see that difference? Has it been challenging for you as a first-year coach to not necessarily get frustrated by results?
Well, no. As I said, I think when I first came in here, we always had to. I had to look at the big picture. I had to see, look at contracts, salary caps, what type of player he had, and I knew this was always going to be one that has to take a bit of time. I've got big shoulders, and I'll take the short-term criticism on people who don't know what's really going on and what sort of mess the club was in. I'll take all that criticism, and then, as I said, once we put out a team next season, or even at pre-season, you compare it to the start of this season, and then you guys can make your own judgment from there. And that was really the main thing, is really trying to set this club up to be good for years to come. And I've always said that, and I'll take the short-term criticism to have the long-term gain, to tell you the truth.